Welcome everybody to my house. So I would like to pre-apologize for the video quality. It's just what we are working with today. I could not get into the studio to make this happen, so I'm coming from my house. Also, I'm the only one here today, so if there are any technical issues or if there are any questions that come up, save those for the end or troubleshoot your way through it, because Raymond and Alicia are not here today. So it's just me. I'll stick around at the end to answer any questions you might have. Now, on to the class. Welcome to Community Fit. I'm your host, James, and this is Move Lab Foundations. Month of April for this series is upper body work, so that's what we're going to be exploring today. You may want at some point today some sort of pillow or something to rest your head on. We're going to be doing some neck exercise today, which we don't often do in standard exercise, but we're going to be doing it today. So think about that. You might want to go and grab whatever it is you have. Now, if you're brand new to Move Lab, welcome. The only thing you need to know is that whatever you choose to do today, it's 110% totally correct, because there's absolutely no wrong choices, just a bunch of options and variations for you to choose from and play with. We're going to get started with a little breath work, move on to some nervous system regulation, and then we're going to go into our physical practice for the day, and we'll have you out of here before you know it. So sit however it is that's comfortable for you to sit, and we are going to start with a little bit of breathing today. Pick your favorite hand, place it anywhere on your chest. Take an inhale into that hand. Exhale, feel that hand sink into you. Inhale as if every bit of inhale is going directly into the palm of that hand. Exhale. Feel the hand sink. Now, if that's difficult for you, stay wherever it is you're at or find a new place. For the rest of us, actively find a new place. If your hand was in the center, maybe you move it over to one side. Can you inhale into that? Exhale, feel that hand sink into you. Move it somewhere else. Somewhere else in the upper body. Maybe another hand. Maybe both hands. One more breath. Now, can you do 3 more of those without the use of your hands? Meaning, can you feel your breath actively go somewhere specific in the body? And then have that area sink. 2 more. One more. Bring your hands together, get them warmed up. Place your nice warm hands either on your jaw, your throat, or maybe even your armpit or chest. Just some warm touch going wherever it is that would feel good for you to touch. Nice little nervous system settling. From there, right into our orientation practice, just looking around your space, naming the things in your space, which is different depending on the space you're in. Here, that might sound like painting, lamp and plant, sofa, door, wall, ceiling, light, fan. You're just looking around, naming the things in your space. What's above you? What's behind you? Right and left. And then instead, maybe just a little rocking right and left. It can be small. Just doing that lateral movement right, that lateral movement left. Now, if at any point you need to return to either a breath practice or a nervous system regulation practice, either the orientation, the touch, or the rocking, feel free to do that. For now, let's take our hands, let's get them warm. Let's go into some stuff that we covered last week. Put your right hand on your left collarbone, get that warmed up, maybe even into the throat, right into the armpit, and then a little waking up. Little slap, a little touch. Other side, waking up that collarbone, shoulder, neck, throat, armpit. Then a little slap. Maybe even waking up the belly, the chest, shoulders, neck, and then just shaking everything out. Right shoulder goes up, left shoulder goes down, and then they make circles. And then reverse said circles. Right into our hands, taking your hands, making a fist, and then flicking the fingers. Flick, flick like you're flicking off water. I'm going to move a little closer to the screen here for these. Flicking off water. If you're looking at it from the side, it's just flick. Then right into some flamenco hands. If you can't quite do this, just making shapes, like big exaggerated shapes with your hands. And then reverse. Thinking about all of the different movement that your hands could possibly make. And then make some fists and go right into some wrist circles. And then reverse. Now I'll do one at a time, but we're going to go right into some elbow circles. We're going to do both. It might look like this. Notice how the shoulders are relatively still here, and then reverse. And then focusing on just the right arm, lift it up, let that shoulder lift up to your ear, and then sink. Lifting and sinking, lifting, sinking, lifting and sinking. Now take a look for your own hand. Move that hand behind you, down, forward, and up. Keeping your eyes on the hand, no matter where that goes. And then reverse. And then change your mind, reverse again, but this time keep your eyes forward. Can your arm make that circle with your eyes forward? And then reverse. Other side, eyes follow hand. One more. Reverse, eyes follow hand. And then eyes go forward as you reverse yet again. And then reverse one more time. Now, take and have right hand grab a hold of left wrist, left hand grabs a hold of right wrist, and they're going to pull each other apart. You'll kind of feel in between your shoulder blades contract. And then relax. Contract. Relax. I'm going to scooch back now a bit. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. Tug, relax. Tug, relax. Now, tug, right arm is going to win out and tug that left. Eyes are going to look forward, 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 and then Changing your mind, left arm will win. Right arm will win. Left arm will win. Right arm will win. Left arm will win. Same thing, but now they're going to go up. And then they'll go down. And relax. Maybe just a little shoulder roll. And a shoulder roll. Stretching your legs out in front of you. Imagine your hands have dipped into an imaginary paint, whatever your favorite color is for the day. Painting the legs. Front, back, sides. Just a little painting of the legs stretch. Now, choosing whether you want your legs straight or your knees bent, your choice. Neither one's right, just some options. Hands can go behind or in front of the legs. Sitting up nice and tall, like you're making the shape of letter I, then letter J, then letter C. Coming back up, letter J, that's the little low back scoop, all the way to capital letter I. I scoop around my low back, J to letter C, J, I, J, C, J, I. Just really monitoring, where am I moving from within all of this? Often we just start rolling back or like scrunching and thinking we're articulating through our spine. Thinking about it in terms of shapes and letters really can be beneficial here. One more. Sit with left leg in the front, right leg to the side, to the best of your ability. We have lots of stuff in Move Lab Foundations for the low body to get you here, but make this work. This also works if not. Hold, this is my right leg, right hand holds right leg, and I'm going to stretch over to this side. And then I'm going to put this hand down and I'm going to stretch over to this side. Now, some finesse points here might be keeping your chest facing forward and really using this arm to stretch, right? Like it's not just kind of hanging out. It's really stretching. Really stretching. One more to each side. And then flip your legs and we'll do the other one. Really stretching, trying not to rotate, not cutting it short, but really stretching. Hand goes down, stretch. One more to each side. Sitting with your knees bent, arms go behind you. I'm going to choose to have my fingertips placed out to the sides. And I'm going to let my shoulders slump and then push. Slump and push. Slump and push. 3 and 2 and 1. From there, I'm going to have my fingertips face forward. Big stretch on the wrists as I push and sink. Push and sink. Push and sink. One more. Push and sink. Fingertips look behind me. Push and sink. Push and sink. 2 more. Push and sink. Last one. Push and sink. From there, grab your pillow, whatever it is you're going to use as your prop there. I'm going to use this pillow. Make sure yep, you should be able to see me there. Okay. Lying down on your side, head on your pillow. From there, shoulders are going to be fully stacked. So I'm not relaxed back, I'm not forward. Top shoulder, so I'm lying on my right side, right shoulder is down, left shoulder is directly on top of it. From there, my head is relaxed. I'm going to keep my eyes facing forward. If I were you, I'd be looking at the screen right now. And I'm going to take my top arm and stretch it towards the wall closest to my feet. So there's some traction going on there. From there, I'm going to lift my ear towards that shoulder and then relax back down. So my arm is stretching, my shoulders are stacked, and I'm using that side neck muscle. Now, if short of immense pathology, so you've got some cervical vertebral issues, this is accessible. If you're someone who has quote unquote chronic neck pain, it's because those muscles aren't strong enough. So what we're giving here are options and choices to strengthen some of the throat and neck muscles. Lift and lower. My nose continues to face that wall. I'm not going to rotate. I'm not going to look down. I'm not going to look for my own belly button. Nice long neck. Lift and lower. Then, keeping my head on the pillow, I'm going to slide the bottom ear forward to rotate, meaning I'm not going to roll my head back and unstack my shoulders. I'm going to rotate. Arm is still reaching. Lift and lower. It should feel a little more back of the neck to front of the throat muscle here. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now I'm going to lift, look forward, lower down. Continue to look forward. Lift, look for my hand, lay my head down. Lift, look for my hand, look forward, lay my head down. One more. Up, rotate, down, rest. Let's do the other side. How often do you exercise neck muscles versus how often do you have some neck, jaw, shoulder things going on? Options and choices. Lying down, stretching, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Lift and lower. Turn to look at the ceiling. Remember, this is not rolling back. Look for your hand. Lay down. Look for the hand. Lay down. Two more. Look and lay. Look and lay. Look for your hand, look forward, lie down. Up, twist, down. Hand forward, down, one more. Up, twist, lay down. Lying on your back. Here, it may be helpful to have the pillow. I find it's not helpful. So I'm going to move the pillow out of the way. I'm going to imagine my neck is as long as it can be, particularly the back of the neck, which often for many of us feels like a stretch in between the shoulders. From there, I'm going to keep my shoulder blades fully on the floor, and I'm going to use my throat muscles to lift my head and look for my own belly button. And back down. This is actively choosing to use the throat muscles. If my chin is lifted, the back of my neck is short, and I'm lifting here, I'll feel pressure in the back of the neck. If the back of my neck is long, and I use some of those throat muscles, back of the neck should feel kind of a stretch. 4, 3, eyes look at the ceiling for the belly button to ceiling. 1 or 2 more. Over onto your belly. Back to, first time for today, not uncommon, into your forearm position. pushing down. We covered this last week, pushing down to go up. Looking forward, stretching the chin forward, and almost like I'm going to push my arms down and pull myself a little bit forward. Here we should also be feeling somewhere in between the shoulder blades, nice long front of the throat. Keep all of that going, and now make the eyes look for your belly button. All of this is still active. I'm not slumping. This is up for you to determine. And then back of the neck lifts and lengthens the throat. Stretch. Use those muscles to lift. So we've worked the sides of the neck, the throat, and now we're working the back of the neck. If you're slumped here and you're just kind of lifting and lowering, you'll notice, oh, the back of the neck feels cramped. If you're pushing down and going, thinking of stretching the front of the throat, you'll feel some contraction in the back of the neck. 2 more. And relax. Come up to hands and knees. From there, really lengthening the low back. So watch that you're not rounded here. Watch that you're not fully slumped into this, but that there's some length going on. From there, right into our kitty cat push-ups. Kitty cat push-ups are we just go down and back up. Down and back up. Down and back up. Now, if that's difficult, stay there. That imaginary bowl of water in between your hands. If you want more, kitty cat bowl goes forward, cat goes down, and back up. Down and back up. Down and back up. Now, for many people, one or the other of those variations is already difficult. We are working our way up to more of the MoveLab dynamic, working our way more towards proper ergonomic push-up position, which essentially is forearm stays right over wrist. So you'll notice if I have that bowl of water in between my hands, I'm building up movement, I'm building up muscle, but my forearms go behind my wrist. If I go forward, forearm stays pretty much on top of wrist. Thinking forearm stays parallel with the floor to the best of your ability today. It's not right, it's not wrong. It's just where we need to go to build up toward an eventual push-up. Now, from there, we're going to change our mind. And now we're going to take elbows to the floor, which you can see is a movement backwards. Up, whatever version of the push-up you have. Elbows to the floor. Push up. 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 Take a breather. Little nervous system regulation, a little breathing. And let's do another round of that. Whatever version of the push-up, whatever version of taking your elbows to the floor that you have today. Let's go for 8 total. That's 1, 2, 3, and last. Rest. From there, seat Sitting, however works for you. And if sitting doesn't work, go ahead and stand up. We're going to stretch our arms out to the side here. From there, we're going to start some circles as if that circle is taking place in your shoulder joint. Rather than thinking, oh, this is an exercise and what muscle am I stretching or exercising, think to yourself, can I get my shoulder, where that bone, where that arm bone connects into the shoulder, to feel soft, to feel supple? How big is that? How small is that? Could I get my arms to stretch even longer and still find that same feel? Thinking nice long back of the neck, sides of the neck, throat. Maybe an awareness of letter I, the spine. Where are you choosing to take your breath? How are you using that? And then reverse. And then take a breather. Opening up again, stretching, letter I's, long neck, wide collarbone, palms go up. As I lift my arms, I'm going to think collarbone gets super wide. So I'm not up here scrunched, I'm relaxed in my collarbone. Opening up. Soft and supple, letter I's, long neck. One more. Relax. Little movement, little swing, little centering. From there, if you're not already seated like that, you can sit like this, or you can be up in a high kneel. You can even be standing. For the sake of the screen, I'm going to be down here. You don't have to be. Palms face backwards. We're going to stretch backwards with the hands. How close together can your hands get before your elbows have to bend? How close together can your hands get before your back becomes like a reversed letter C? What I'm saying is be mindful and embodied with this. Palms go back, arms are close, neck is long, and then release. Mood Lab Foundations is all about what choices are you making consciously or unconsciously. And often in exercise, we're just like following directions, we're doing the thing and not present. Now, I can stay there or I can start batting. If my hands are far away from each other, I'm probably not gonna feel much of this. If they're too close and I'm arched, I'm gonna feel kind of rigid, but nice long neck, letter I spine, wide collarbone, stretched arms, a little padding. I can really feel this in the triceps. I can feel this stretching my shoulders. I can feel this stretching my pecs. Feel this working in the back of the shoulders. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. From there, just looking forward, little rock. As you rock, this right and left, keep your eyes on whatever's in front of you. Imagine that that wants to stay totally, completely still. We're working on that eye muscle movement. And then instead, watch that horizon line shift. And then find center, take a breath. Place your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep inhale into your own hands. Tell yourself thank you for showing up today. You did a really good thing. Take a look at your space. The movements change dependent upon the space you're in. Tell your space thank you. And then lastly, take a look at anyone in the room with you, dogs, cats, small animals included. Tell your community thank you for showing up. We appreciate you for being a part of our community. And we'll see you for the rest of the week and for the next couple of months. I'll stick around if you have any questions. Bye, everyone. Great. Thank you, everyone. Doesn't look to be any questions, so we'll go ahead and sign off. Bye, everyone.